I'll cough a few times, maybe. I'll try and do my best to make sure that it is not being recorded. But of course, it might sneak up on me, so I might cough without knowing. But I'm doing my best in just kind of just preventing it. I know I coughed a little earlier. You guys didn't catch it because I actually remembered what my mute button was. I had to look at my keyboard for like 2 minutes, and I was like, I think it's this button. And then I saw it said muted. I was like, oh, thank Lord Cube, man. Yeah, I don't know where Abra is in this game. I want Abra again. Abra's very helpful. There you go. There's another one for you. Route 34, Route 35. I don't know what routes those are. Route 34. What is that? Oh, okay, I see now. Okay, so that's Goldenrod. Okay. That's not too bad. Okay. Cool. So, is there anything new? Yes, technically. I don't want to spoil it, but I did say I was going to do something, and I was able to finally do it. I'm very happy that I was able to do it. It took me, let's see, how many sandwiches did it take me to do it? I think it took me like 5 or 6, I think. So it took me about, I want to say 3 to 5 hours altogether, because I think I tried something else, or I think I tried earlier, and then I couldn't get it to work, so I just went, whatever. It's fine. But it did take me a while, and I was able to get that done. I still have to EV train Muddy on my Scarlet. I have to find out what my EV spread is and do it whenever I have free time. That should be fun. I also caught the raid Blissey when that was about to end. I ended up catching it because a Blissey with Seismic Toss was really nice. And I think its Terra type was Dragon, I think, is the final one that I was able to get a hold of. I'm going to change it though, but yeah. The Blisseys actually help out so much with raid crystals, or with the raid shards. Oh my word, does it ever. Something else that I want to mention though is that I did get the Ditto event. It is so difficult to actually do anything with it, which is surprising. Because something that I thought that something that's actually very interesting is that, okay, so the first Ditto event I went with a Magikarp, because I did the normal raid thing, and I was like, okay, maybe if like all my raid partners were to be like at least had somewhat of a brain cell kind of thing, like the AI would have a brain cell kind of thing, and they would actually bring in a Pokemon that could kind of do some damage and stuff like that, because it is a Magikarp. It is whatever the level the Ditto is, that has the stats of like a level 5 or something like that Magikarp. Oh no, level 15 Magikarp. I think it just learned whatever, because it was my shiny Magikarp that I found. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use that, and that's going to be very helpful for us, because it's a Magikarp. It's not going to do anything. And then the one NPC that's using a move that this Terra Pokemon is resisting is barely doing any damage. And the next thing I know is that the next time that I look at the Magikarp's stats, it's like +4 in attack and defense. And I'm just sitting there going like, how did you do that? How did a Magikarp that only knows Splash and Tackle get +6 attack and +6 defense kind of thing? And I'm just like, how? I don't have Bulk Up on my Magikarp, and even if I did, that would be a very silly thing to do. So I kept getting confused about how this Magikarp kept getting boosted up stats. And it was a fire raid, I think, or whatever. So I was like, okay, my teammates are being really silly for some odd reason. So I thought, okay, we're just going to ignore that, and we're just going to go do a different thing. So I ended up going and switching the Pokemon into something that's actually somewhat viable. I ended up going with my Quinquavel, which has Bulk Up. Not a good idea. Because apparently it doesn't say every move that it bloody uses. So I didn't know that it was using Bulk Up. I'm staring at the screen, and it's not using Bulk Up at all. And meanwhile, when my Quinquavel uses Aqua Stab, because it is a fire raid, so I thought it would do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, my Quinquavel's not doing a lot of damage. What? Why is my Quinquavel not doing a lot of damage? So I look at its stats, and it as well as having +6 attack and +6 defense. How did it get that high? It didn't use Bulk Up once. Or even if it did use it, it only used it once or twice. There's no way that it's actually +6. And I think what happens is that the game treats single target moves as a single target. Like, literally. So what it does is that, let's say on partner 1 and 2 uses Bulk Up, partner 3 it uses Aqua Step, and then for partner 4 it uses, what was a move that, I don't know what my fighting type move is, but I know what my other move is Ice Spinner. So we'll say Ice Spinner. So now it is +2 in attack and defense because it used it on 2 of the opposing Pokemon by boosting up itself on those kinds of turns. And then for turn 3, right when it would attack, let's say the player, it uses Aqua Step, which does a ton of damage because, again, it is +2. And because it is a +2 attack, but it's also doing something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so dumb. I don't remember how I won. I think I just used a different Pokemon. Oh, I remember something too. I done goofed on one of the raids, and I was like, oh, I'm so smart by doing this because I am so smart because I know my Pokemon's ability is this, so it'll just pretty much do absolutely nothing to me. So there's this grass raid that's the Ditto, and I thought it would be a brilliant idea to bring Captain Kidd, a fire ghost Ceruledge that has Bitter Blade, so even if it manages to hit me with Shadow Claw, I could just heal it up. So the first 2 turns I use Swords Dance, and of course this opposing Pokemon is hitting me very hard with other moves. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. I can just use Bitter Blade. Not thinking that when a Ditto transforms, it also copies the ability at the same time. It's one of those things where it's like you know it, but you also didn't know that it would do this at the same time. So, like, I knew that Ditto copies everything, but I forgot that it also copies the ability at the same time. I thought it maintains its ability for some reason. So when it said it used Flash Fire, I was like, oh, I'm such a fool. I gave the opposing Ditto Flash Fire, and it's a grass type. So I fled, and then I went and I think I used... What did I use? Maybe I didn't use anything. Maybe I just stopped. Because the Ditto raids were just not for me. In order to do them, you have to use you have to actually be on an online party. And unfortunately for me, I'm not on an online party because I'm in an area that has no internet. So I'm all by myself, so I ended up just stopping. But I could do the Samurott raid. But I was like, do I really want to do the Samurott raid? I don't really feel like doing the Samurott raid, so I never did it. So I didn't do it, like, that day, but, like, I thought the Ditto raids have such good rewards because they give you the EV reducing berries, which are an amazing reward to get a hold of. Especially if you want to EV train Pokemon. Because you get rid of the ones you don't want. But of course, I couldn't do it. So, do I actually have to fight the rival? No. Oh no, I think the rival's after. Oh no, wait. I think you have to talk to the guy first, right? You have to talk to Kurt, I think? I don't remember the story. Especially not at this point. It's been too long since I played the beginning part of this. And to think, later on, we're going to be doing Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Yeah, yes, we are. We're actually going to be doing those games, too. So we're going to be doing Heart Gold, Soul Silver. We're going to be doing Fire Red, Leaf Green. We're going to be doing... Gen 5 doesn't have one. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Gen 7 doesn't have one. And technically we already did Brilliant Diamond, but we'll be doing Shining Pearl. Okay, so what I'm going to do for Sword and Shield is that hopefully, in my opinion, what will happen is that I will have the... a homebrewed Switch, though I can copy my saves and put them on the hard drive. And so though I can just override them. Because that is my actual hope for everything. Because then if that happens, I can play like any Switch game that's on my Switch. Without fear. The only one that I can't do is Legacy of the Duelist, the Yu-Gi-Oh game, because that one you can't back it up at all. It's all internal. You can't move it from console to console. You can't do that. Believe me, I was pissed when I realized that. Because I was able to build some really nice decks on that game, and one really fun one, and then another one that was sort of like really good if you're just starting out, and a bunch of other things too. So I was like, oh hey, I really want to go do this, right? So when I found out that you couldn't transfer the save over from console to console, I was like, you're joking. Like, that is something that the Nintendo Switch is known... I don't want to say known for, but that's like one of the mechanics that you can do. Like, how could you not change the way that your game is played in order to incorporate this feature? And it's also funny, though, because Nintendo is also the one that make it so that we can actually have... we have cloud saving. We pay for it. But yet, for some odd reason, for Pokemon games, they don't have cloud saving features. So it's like, then what's the point of us spending $20 or whatever it is? I think for me it's like $20, but I think it went up. So now I think it's probably like $30. And I'm talking about for the year thing. for your thing that's not family. It's just individual. Yeah, because I think it's like $30. I think the last time I paid was like 22 something, I think. Not a lot, but still, like, it's still a significant portion for like a year membership kind of thing. And not only that, though, that I barely use any of the features. The only reason why I even like want to get it is because of the fact that, like, when I play Pokemon, I want to do the online raids. Mind you, I don't have much time nowadays to be able to do them, but later on I will. And it's the same idea with streaming as well. Right now, I don't have a very good consistent schedule in order to stream right now. Later on, it'll be a lot better, so I'll be able to do it. But right now, it's not happening. There's not much time for me to have in order to do it. Because right now, this is literally the time to, not now, but later on, it'll be like the timetable where I can actually do streaming.